Good evening. At this time, it's 6 o'clock. We'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we get the roll call of the board?
Yes, Vice Chairman.
Present.
All right, beautiful. Kathy? Or
Present.
Board Member Kathy? Board Member Eberwein?
Here.
Board Member Hazelwood? Chairman Hinchelwood? Board Member Hotchkiss?
Here.
Board Member Vroman?
Here.
Board Member Ellis? And Board Member Cattenhead.
Here.
All right, Vice Chairman, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you so very much. It is the policy of the Commonwealth of Virginia and the City of Suffolk that is clearly stated that in the Virginia Wetlands Act, Section 28.2-1301, as follows. We shall preserve and prevent the despoliation and destruction of wetlands within its jurisdiction while accommodating necessary economic development in a manner consistent with the wetlands preservation. At this time, we will have our annual election of officers, and I yield the floor to staff to conduct those elections.
Ms. Bowers, I believe we will take nominations from the board.
I believe that is correct.
So for chairman, do we have a nomination?
I nominate Jeff Hinchelwood.
I'll second that.
Voice vote to nominate Chairman Hinchelwood to renew his term. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those against say nay. The motion passes. All right, and then I will take a nomination for vice chairman.
I would like to nominate the current vice chairman, Darius.
Second, all right. All right, I will do a voice vote for, to reelect Vice Chairman Davenport to renew his term. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. Motion passes. Congratulations, Vice Chairman. I believe the bylaws say that the secretary is appointed. I don't believe that there needs to be a vote for it.
According to the bylaws, it says that the board shall elect a chairman and vice chairman and shall appoint a secretary who shall be a member of city staff.
Thank you much, Ms. Powers. So, is it Ms.
McKelvey?
McKelvin?
Yeah, McKelvey.
McKelvey. Is it the pleasure of the board to appoint Ms. McKelvey as the secretary of the Wetlands Board for the City of Suffolk?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Appointment stands.
Thank you, Vice Chairman.
Thank you so very much. At this point, we will move on to back to our agenda with the approval of the minutes for the December 19, 2024 meeting. Are there any corrections or adjustments to the minutes? There are none. Can we get a motion for the approval of the minutes for December 19, 2024?
So moved.
All in favor of the approval of the December 19, 2024 meeting minutes? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed? All right. The minutes are approved as submitted. As there are no public hearings scheduled for this evening, no restoration hearings scheduled for this evening, I want to move on to permit extensions with VMRC 24-1833, submitted by Julian Hernandez from Crofton Construction Services on behalf of VP Properties LLC.
Okay with the board, I will have a brief presentation just to catch you up on the project and refresh your memory.
Please.
So as Vice Chairman stated, this application was submitted by Julian Hernandez with Crofton Construction Services on behalf of the property owner Brent Mudd with VP Properties LLC. The permit was to replace 350 feet of an existing 490-foot timber bulkhead located at 1500 Steeple Drive and is along Chucktuck Creek. The application was presented to and unanimously approved by the board during the last meeting on December 19th, 2024. The new bulkhead is proposed to be installed 2 feet channelward of the existing bulkhead and will comprise of 68 8-inch diameter pine wood piles extending 11 feet below mean high water and 10 feet below mean low water. The piles will be installed at 5-foot intervals along timber sheets. The completion of the project would result in 78 square feet of permanent impacts to vegetated tidal wetlands. The applicant has agreed to purchase tidal wetland mitigation credits from an approved mitigation bank serving this HUC code. The primary purpose of this project is to protect the property from erosion and seaward collapse due to the failing bulkhead, as you can see pictured above. The secondary purpose is to ensure continued access to an existing pier located to the northwest. The permit expires on December 19th, 2025. The extension requested to be extended until March 13th, 2026 due to delays in acquiring other necessary permits, approvals, and materials. Project mobilization has begun this week and the project itself will start tomorrow. Based on the recent commencement of the project, staff considers the extension request of an additional 3 months to be appropriate. That is all I have for the extension request. I will stand by for any questions. The applicant is also here if you have any questions for him.
Thank you so very much. Are there any questions from the board regarding the permit extension for VMRC 24-1833?
I would have a question. Is there a step-by-step plan from, until March 13, 2026 to complete this?
I'll invite the applicant up to answer that question.
I believe I saw a project schedule for this whole event.
Yes, there's a new project schedule that's been developed that is taken into account our new start date. A lot of it was just based off of delays in funding and material procurement and permits, some other permits that I needed to acquire, which kind of at that point our resource scheduling had pushed us back, which kind of lands me here now asking for an extension. So
That in the package is the step-by-step plan in this package we have here?
The new updated schedule was not provided to staff for the extension request.
Was not? Okay.
The old schedule, the proposed schedule from the initial application is in the packet. It is towards the back of the packet.
Okay. But there is a step-by-step plan for completion by by March 13th?
yes, sir, and I can provide that schedule if need be.
I'd be interested in seeing it.
And I guess to follow up on that, I guess, is the new and revised schedule, does it basically follow the same timeline as the schedule that was previously submitted, or is it substantially different?
Different, accounting for the holidays that are coming up. That's pretty much kind of how it was pushed back because of that.
I was on site yesterday and saw, and they're ready, like when she said they're gonna start tomorrow, there's no doubt. There's equipment there, there's material there, they're bringing in material. How they get the material down that road, I'm not really sure. That ought to
Very
be the biggest
carefully.
challenge. But, anyway, when they say start tomorrow, like I said, you guys crafted, had trucks out there. And I was
Sir,
able to speak to some of those guys.
We have materials ready. We have, I mean, everything just like you said, we have everything we need. We're raring to go. This is just the last piece to ensure that obviously we comply with requirements that the city has given us. So,
All the things that delayed it originally have been resolved? The
Yes, sir.
Permits, approvals, and materials?
yes, sir.
everything?
Yes.
You have to get any more extensions on your permits, or you feel comfortable?
I hope not, but I do feel comfortable, sir.
Okay. And you've not seen the work, the scope of work schedule yet, then, right?
No, not an updated one.
Okay. Generally, when you get those work schedules, are they usually a significantly important part of your review process to determine your recommendation of approval?
I have not had the pleasure of reviewing a JPA at this present moment. From the city's standpoint, I started in August.
Oh, okay, I saw that
I am working my way towards it, though.
in your email. Okay. I don't know how y'all feel, but I kind of, I hate to delay this because you've been delayed forever. But do y'all feel, I'm just doing this out for conversation amongst all of us, that the work schedule should be provided to staff prior to us having a vote? To get their opinion or not?
Well, I kind of feel like you, I wouldn't want to delay it anymore.
Right.
But I would be more comfortable if I could review what we used to call plan of action and milestones in the Navy just to give a logic check on all these things that are going to happen. And do you do a risk assessment in your plan of if this goes wrong, this is, how we handle it and this is what we do? Or does everything have to happen in order as the plan if you're going to finish by March?
We do, how do I put it? We have a discussion with my director. We do have a plan, more verbal than anything. In the plan, and when I send it over, you'll see that there's a lot of steps that are going to be congruent with each other that can happen at the same time, and it's not reliant on each other.
Right.
That kind of ensures us to meet this deadline. So,
But in any plan, there's something called a critical path. And it's the events that are on there, if any of those don't happen when they're supposed to, the end date is extended. That's called the critical path. Other ones that are concurrent, they're fine. They can happen at the same time. But in any good project plan, there's a critical path of events that need to happen to meet the date. And that's what the project manager should monitor very closely and ask questions about, are we going to make this date? Are we going to make this date? And if you're not going to make the date, then you need to have a contingency for what are you going to do to put it back on track.
And so it kind of goes back to the initial question that I asked earlier, and maybe you can put a little more meat on the bone. Since this is a permit that we previously approved, and we previously approved that permit, there was a timeline and a schedule within that approved packet. So based on this updated timeline, does that updated timeline track with what was previously submitted? And I think for some of my fellow board members, that may give them some additional comfort. I know you said that there were some adjustments as far as holiday schedules were concerned, but does the current timeline track with what was previously approved?
yes.
Questions for the applicant?
Well, I would just assume, and I wasn't here at the meeting in December, that if the board approved that plan, and it's basically the same steps minus the approvals, then it seems almost like if we didn't approve this, we would be going against what we approved previously, if that makes sense.
I mean, in 300 and, what was it, some feet of bulkhead, and you guys got 90 days to do it, I mean, that's not a big deal to me, in my eyes. I mean, it's not y'all's first rodeo.
No, sir.
You
No,
know,
sir.
So,
If there are no other questions from the board at this time, is there a motion to approve the permit extension for VMRC 241833 to 13 March 2026?
I make a motion for approval of VRMC, I mean, VRR, yeah, that's different language for me. VRMRC 24-1833.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The permit extension has been granted. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, we want to move on to old business. We have a project update for VMRC 230690.
I have a short presentation for both of these updates as well. All right, so for the first project that I have an update for you on is VMRC 23-0690. It is a living shoreline in Oyster Castle Sill. The board requested an update on this on one of the previous meetings that I watched. The Wetlands Board approval was initially granted in July 2023. The project was for a 455 linear feet of living shoreline, comprising of 232 linear feet of exovorm structures and 223 linear feet of oyster castles, and of course plantings of Spartina alterniflora. These were the site conditions in 2023, and the property owner provided these photos to me. I have not been out to the site myself to check up on it yet, but those are, the oyster castles are in the top left picture. Those are the leftmost structures, and then the rightmost structures are the exoform structures. For this project, any questions, comments, concerns? The next one I have is VMRC 232872. It's the Nansman Shoals project. It's also in the reserve at Cedar Point neighborhood. The Wetlands Board initially approved this project in April 2024, which was the previous meeting, and the application was for 960 linear feet of living shoreline, comprising of 2 spurs and 2 breakwater channelward, and 960 linear feet of revetment and plantings of Spartina species. This is from Google Earth 2023, and this is 2025. The site conditions from 2022, there was a very rough cliff that drastically needed some assistance. And here are some photos from 2025. All I have from you. This photo I got from the Sasser Construction website. I thought it was very beautiful and demonstrated the completed project very nicely. So that's all I have for you. Any questions, concerns about this one?
Any questions from the board? Comments?
Thank you for that update.
We appreciate the update greatly. I think some of us who went out, especially to this site and had to, scale down, like 4 feet. And I still have mud on my boots from this site. But this is a great improvement from what was out there before, significant, so, yeah.
Has there been any mention of what the duration of this would be? How long it would last?
Not to my knowledge on this project specifically. My only general knowledge on living shorelines is that they are the preferred method to preventing erosion because it replicates what occurs in the natural environment a little bit better. So I would hope that means that it would last a little bit longer than, the riprap and other harder means of preventing erosion.
Definitely had a test this past week.
Absolutely. I went out to the site last Friday, and it was looking good, so.
And just one quick question. So you don't know the date of this Sasser photo, do you?
This photo, no, not specifically.
It's a little bit dated because they're,
That's what I was going to ask you. Had the grass and vegetation filled in more since, okay.
They're taken earlier this month.
The questions from the board? All right. Thank you very much.
Vice Chairman.
All right. As there are no new business items or compliance and inspection items, can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you very much for your presence this evening.